Our students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back in the classroom with another video. And today I'm going to do a short review on this little figure here. Now, truth be told, I didn't plan on doing a review on any toys or anything like that. But when I got this thing, I was so impressed, I had to show you what it's like. And then I'm going to tie this in with story writing, because a lot of people are writing stories, or for those of you that are writing stories and having trouble writing stories, I'm going to tie this in with that and tell you why I bought it. So let's go ahead with the video. And this thing is like really, this is tight. All right, so anyway, let's get going. All right, so here we go. Now, starting off, this is a Todd McFarlane military set. He did a set of military figures back in like 2005, I believe it was. Now, the reason that I bought this was not to review it, because this is, what is it, 16 years old, 18 years old, something like that. So I didn't get it to review it. I got it for reference for my story drawing, but I was so impressed with it that I thought that I would do a quick review on it and add it to writing stories, because I'm working on a story and it's not finished and I have to do a lot more to it, but this was a start. This figure was a start to it. But I said this was when I ordered it because of the position. So let me cut to a little bit of storytelling and we'll get back to this figure right here. So I started a story in my head. I started a story. I started to flesh out the characters. Now, I'm going to go into the story a little bit, and I want to talk to those people who are writing stories or have character designs and say, oh, I don't want anybody to steal my character or my story. Now, if you have created Superman, okay, and you're working on Superman's on your desk for 4 or 5 years because you're still roughing it out, and I come out with Superman, and I put Superman up and tell the world about it, who do you think owns Superman? Even though you did it first, nobody knows about it. So you need to get your stuff out there. You need to tell people, show people, and that way, if somebody comes out with it later, you already have it and you've documented it. I put this on YouTube. I showed people I was drawing it. I told them about the story. Nobody can take it away. They can kind of turn it around a little bit, but they cannot take away your original Superman. So you need to put it out there. So this is a group of I don't want to call it cybernetic, just like robot animals. They're part animal, part machine. Okay, now I'm still working on the story, but I'm going to give you the gist of it all. Now, aliens have come down and started just eliminating man. So the world population is under 100,000 people. So we don't have enough people to fight. We fought our best fight. We took some of them out, not enough of them. So we don't have enough people to fight. So what the remainder of men has done, I'm not going to tell you what happens. A group of men, the rest of them are out there somewhere. They went out and they got some of the fiercest animals out there, and they took the bodies off. They kept the spines and all the nervous systems and so forth, and then they put them in these machines to help them fight. So these are our warriors. These are the protectors of man. Now, I was going to either call it Animal Corps, or the other day I thought about it, just wow, oh my God, what was it? Give me a second. I forgot. I'll get it back in a second. Because I said it just popped into my head the other day, so it didn't roll around and stick. But it's in there. It's not dog soldiers. It's guard dog, but it's like only one dog, but he's the star of the show. Let me zoom in. Okay, so yeah, it's either guard dog or guard dogs or Animal Corps, one of the two. But as I said, so you have your bull, you have your tiger, which is the female, is a white tiger, the rhino, who is the tank, the lion, who is like second in command, the dog, which is Duke, and I had a German Shepherd named Duke, so this is why it's Duke. This is the wolf, the bear, the fox, female, and then the gorilla. So these are the soldiers that are protecting humankind. All right, so now I'm working on, and this is the reason why I bought the toy. It's like, okay, these are the bodies. They're little cybernetic bodies. And there's going to be military. It's going to be like a military because they're going to save the world. So I'm figuring out what kind of uniforms to put on them. You know, am I going to do some kind of like a skin tight Metal Gear kind of thing, Metal Gear Solid kind of thing, or am I going to do military? And in the beginning, I thought about the whole military outfit, and this is why I bought this. This is one reason why I bought this, because it has nice gear, and so for one, it's kind of dark from what I'm seeing, but it's got nice gear and so forth on it. Number one, that was one of the reasons. So I'm thinking about keeping the bottom with the military pant camo stuff, not so much camo, but the top are just t-shirts, you know, because this guy right here with the big armor on his shoulder pads, he's got big huge shoulders, that would be kind of, but then I thought about just black tops, you know. But so I'm still trying to figure that out now. This is one reason why I'm doing a video, so that you guys, when you run into these problems, you'll understand too. And this was a little poster that I'm working on for these guys, and hence buying the toy. Now, when you try to do military stuff, now there's a way that you hold your guns and you walk and you stand in military. It's like whenever somebody does a military or a movie where people are shooting. Let's take what is that Keanu Reeves thing? I can't think of it right now. It'll pop into my head in a second. He had to go through all this training, because if you're going to be a cop or military, there are ways that you use your weapons. There are ways that you walk. There are ways that you carry your gun and so forth. So this was the reason for that, just to get that basic stand and position. This was a reference. This was something that I could use for reference. I could turn this upside down. I could turn it forwards, sideways, backwards for a shooting position, because this is going to be there'll be a lot of shooting in here. So this was the reason that I ordered this thing here. Now, you cannot buy these anymore unless you go on eBay or some store that, you know, may carry it. Because as I said, this is 2005. So, but the thing was, and it's a little articulated. You can take the hand will move around. Let me move this. The hand will come off and it move around, and the shoulders will rotate up and down just a little bit. You know, he'll stay in this position. This one will come out like that. His head will tilt a little bit. And I'm looking at the figure instead of showing you. But this is the reason, the paint job on his face for a black figure, that is incredible. The detail on these things it just is incredible. And that is the reason why I'm kind of like doing this review with the storytelling thing. And these pouches, these little pouches, it's not all plastic. This is kind of like a really cheap leather feel. I don't think it's leather, but it's soft like leather, but it's been painted with maybe a lacquer so that it won't fall apart. And in, you know, what, 15 years, 18 years, it's still in really good condition. All this stuff is kind of a soft thing. And then he has a little side arm that actually comes out. Now, it won't go on this hand here. I tried to put it in his hand. The hand was sculpted just for that rifle. And then it has a little knife. The knife doesn't come out. But I mean, and he comes with a base. He comes off of the base. I'm not going to pull him off the base. And as I said, the head rotates. Put it on camera just a little bit, you know, so he can get that bead, you know, when he puts that gun back down to draw. So the shoulders rotate, and I think it's pieced together at the elbow as well. So the elbow can go up and down. And then, as I say, his arm will go up and down. This one will come in and out. And this elbow here, I'm looking at the toy again, not the camera, can go up so he can hold his weapon. So that was the main reason I bought this, for the position and the gear. Because they will have gear. These guys will have gear, you know, because you can't go into a war without gear. So they're probably going to have the bottom pants, they're going to have boots, because I'm going to put claws on the boots. Claws in the front and claws in the back, because that's what animals have. So when they kick you, you get cut by them claws. And it's good for climbing and so forth. So the top, maybe just a black t-shirt, and I thought about having numbers on it, like a number 1, 2, 3, because this is an order: the dog, the lion, tiger, wolf, I think between probably the bear, fox, and then maybe the gorilla on down. You know, I would say if there was a smart one, it would be the dog. If it was the dumbest one, it would be the rhinoceros. But they're not dumb, because they have they have brains. cybernetic brains, altered brains, to coalesce with the bodies, which are almost, I'm not gonna say indestructible, but they are very, very tough. So yeah, and that's something you have to think about when you're writing. So because I have so many characters, I also have to figure out personalities for these guys. These guys are always going to be up at arms together because it's a dog cat thing, and he thinks being the king, the cat, he thinks cats are better than dogs. Being the king of beasts, he should be in charge, but Duke is in charge. So the story has a long way to go, but let me finish up on this thing. As I said, because this is so old, if you take a rubber band and you let a rubber band, sit for a long time, it kind of like loses that stretch and it breaks. This is, I don't know what kind of material, I don't know if this is like a rubber material. Where are you? But it has a feel. It's not a rubber material, but it's what is that kind of stretchy material that probably would be like in your underwear? Maybe that really thin, but I'm afraid that it'll break because it basically, when I got it, it was around his neck. The way they packed it, it was around his neck. So when I first took it out, it was stuck like this. It's loosening up, but over time, you understand when stuff just gets hard and it just doesn't move. That's what I'm afraid that this band might break eventually. So I kind of got it out the way. So let me put this hand back, get it back in his firing position. But this is really neat. So I found a set of 5. I've seen a set of the first set, and this is the first set. Where did the box go? I can show you this. This is like the first series, I believe it is. You have, what is that, the Navy SEAL? I don't have my glasses on yet. You have the Navy SEAL. Brian, put your glasses on, brother. Wherever they may be. On the bed. Okay, so you have your Navy SEAL, you have your Marine Corps Recon, you have your Army Ranger, Air Force Special Operations, and your Marine Corps Recon Sniper. As I said, they're not really, they're made to sit. They're not like articulated, so you can't play with it like a G.I. Joe or anything like that. But I saw another set of 4 or 5. I think it was another set of 5. It was already open, but they say it's new, so I ordered it because it was only like $55, versus one of these is $30. They're trying to cut your throat on eBay. All right, let's get this guy back in his little gun holding position. And then put him back. So yeah, this is the reason why I bought that, for that basic reason, for reference. Put that hand up, get that sniper look. Put this arm out again. Basically, yeah. So as I say, anything you can get reference on, if you can buy something and, for reference, or cut out something or print something out for reference, that's your best bet. Keeps you from having to second guess and slow down with your drawings, because nothing is worse than you starting to draw something and then you can't figure out what something looks like, or where it should go, or how it does. So reference is your best bet. So let me put this guy up and let's talk about the story a little bit more. For those, as I say, for those of you that are trying to work on your own story, number one, don't be afraid. Tell several people, get it out, put it out on Facebook or something, because I would be a fool to say, oh, Wolverine, I'm gonna steal that character and this is gonna be my Wolverine. It's already out, I'll get sued. So this is how people will think. I don't want to get sued for stealing his character. I can take the dog soldier guy and I can kind of change it around, but it wouldn't be the good story that I have in my head that's going to go down on paper. So don't be afraid to put your thing out. And also, as I say, if you have multiple characters, you have to do personality. You just can't have somebody that's going to fight all the time. Fight, why is he fighting? What is he going to do? Why is he fighting? Why are you going to get up every day and fight? Let me pull back. Also, now there was another picture I have before that I started drawing the characters close-ups, and I couldn't find it. So I think I do have it on my computer somewhere. So I'll just add in a little right there for you guys to see it. And also that it would help with this guy. This is my Eye of the Beholder character. He was ex-military, but as you see, he still has the military stuff because he fights demons. So he needs all the equipment he can get to fight his demons. So that would also help. And then by ordering this, I can see, you know, some of the realistic stuff that military might carry around. Let's see, remove that, and then you can see that better. Yeah, the packs and the pouches and so forth. But then you also have to say, what's in these pouches? What is he carrying? Blah, blah, blah. So that's a lot of things you have to do when you think about your story. Also, I said I was going to pull something else out. If you're doing a story, bear with me. It's best to do rough. Where is my thing? Okay, so never mind, because I just found the picture that I started, which is, and some of you guys might have seen it. I think I might have shown it online earlier. So yeah, this is one of the pictures. So you figure if you take an animal and you stand that animal up, that's as tall as these guys are going to be. And a dog would probably be about 6 foot, because, you know, a lion would probably be about 7. I don't know how big a bull would be, but, you know, I try to keep it like 1-to-1 scale, you know, realistic, not just little. This is why the fox, not you, is so short, because, you know, fox is a small animal. You know, a gorilla stands up. The bear would be the tallest. You know, this guy would be the widest. So there's a lot of things you have to work out. So if you're writing a story, and I pull out a couple pages. Now, another thing I thought about, are they going to use regular weapons, you know, of our time today? Or are they going to use something more technical? So I was just working on some designs for the weapons. I wanted the weapons a little bigger, a little thicker, you know, not just to shoot out regular bullets, but, you know, alien technology fused with our technology. And I'm thinking about having, you know, them use some of the alien technology. I don't know yet. I haven't roughed that out yet. But the best thing to do is start roughing out your stories. I know you probably won't understand this. And then get some of your dialogue in there. So these would be my panels here. You know, I would probably angle them a little bit more. Make them a little bigger, a little smaller, something like that. But that's the best thing to do. Start your panels as rough sketch, just really rough. This is my starting. This is my roughness here. And then I just put the dialogue that I hear in my head. You know, these guys don't have personalities yet, you know, so, but this is what they're going to say. Now, once I develop their personalities a little bit more, some of the dialogue will change, but most of it is going to stay the same because of the subject that they're on. But, you know, if he's a jokester, maybe I'll throw a joke in there or something. If he's always angry, maybe I'll just put like some angry tone in there type of thing. So, yeah, and I don't want my animals to be, you know, Barney looking, you know, just funny looking, but it would be hard to draw serious. So I'm going to meet somewhere in the middle. You know, I want them to be serious looking, but still I want to put the expressions on their faces, you know, of fear, of anger, of, you know, that type of thing. And that, you know, I don't have a bull. I don't know what a bull looks like angry. I don't know if his expression even changes. But I can't pull up like lions, you know, angry lions or angry dogs or angry wolf or something like that. So also, it was kind of hard between drawing a dog and a wolf. I mean, they're in the same family, but you can tell the difference between like a German Shepherd and a wolf. So those things, and even the little fox, you know, the fox is, you know, the face. So that's going to be the big challenge for me, along with drawing 2 other books. And that just happened to have these guys right here. Now it's 3 other books. But I'm gonna have to slow down. No, this is just Eye of the Beholder and the Next Soldier. This was a story I started already. I've only got 1 issue out because all these other ideas come. So when I get the money, I'm gonna start paying people to draw them for me, draw and color. I'll just kind of like hand the book out. I'll write it and I'll pay people to draw it for me. So yeah, 2 separate books plus my clown, Samurai Clown. Now the animal story, I think those are the only stories I have right now. But yeah, as I say, coming out with, you know, your characters, you know, when in time, where in time, where personalities, what are they going to wear, the weapons if they're military. So like this guy right here, I had a t-shirt, like just a t-shirt on him. And they have these collars. All of them have these collars, and that's how they connect to the suits. So if you can rip the collar off, then you can rip the thing off. So with the collars, it would be hard for them to wear shirts. So that's one of the things that I'm not stressing over, but I'm having to deal with. So what was I going to say? We're going to go back to the toy. All right, let's get back to the toy just for a second. As I said, this is a 15-year-old toy, so it would be hard to find. eBay, eBay's going to jack everything up. I was going to say something about this. Oh, it's actually supposed to be 6 inches, but it's 7 inches. It's tall. Really, really good detail. The hip, the waist, where is it line? It's a line right here. This just moves just a little bit. This twists just a little bit. And the way they got it, you really can't even see it. It just slightly. It turns for no reason really, but I guess they put it on there for whatever reason. It turns here at the arm, here above the elbow on both sides, and the head swivels just, well, I ain't gonna say just a little bit. It turns all the way to the side. I haven't really tried to mess with it too much because it's still solid for, what did I say, 15, 16 years old. So it's a really good, and that face sculpt, man, I'm telling you, where's my camera? The color on that face, that sculpt is like crazy good. If you ever had trouble drawing a black man's face, it'd be good. If his helmet would come off, it'd be tight. But yeah, they have like and I think I might have said that they have a female. I think she's a commander, is like a pilot or something like that, and I think they have like a couple of Spanish guys, white of course, several black characters. But yeah, this is really good. Now, I saw these when they first came out years ago in 2005, and I said, oh, that's kind of neat, Todd, because he got away from just doing all superheroes, and he started doing the military, and now he's doing some sports and some other things. So Todd Toys? Was it Todd Toys or Todd McFarlane Toys? So, I mean, if you just go check it out, these are really good, and only way you can find them is on eBay. This one was I think this was some unknown store that had this particular one. I wanted the other one. It was the Caucasian figure because it had the goggles on the helmet, and it looked like it could aim the gun. It looked like it was in a gun aiming position, but all the pictures they took had that gun aim position, and that's basically why I wanted it, for that straight on aiming position. But the way it was in the box, the gun was like down off of his face, and I didn't know you could actually, nobody to my knowledge did a real review on these things, that you can actually tilt the arm up or down to actually give him that gun shooting position, because when I draw my animals, they're going to be shooting like crazy. So I wanted that position. And as I say, when you shoot something, you're in a certain position when you hold your rifle. And yeah, I could pull out a picture, but it might not be the right kind of picture that I want, and you can't really do a 380 picture of certain things that you want, which is why I did my 360 book. It'd be a good time for me to throw it down, but I'm not going to go there. So yeah. Anyway, back on the story, and I'm going to end this, back on doing stories. I'm going to end this. Let me pull my peoples back out again. If you're doing a story, if you're close to getting it done, but not done, like maybe like you got 6 more months or whatever to do it, start telling people about this story. Number one, prime the pumps, so when it comes out, people will be ready to see it. They'll be hot and ready. Oh man, that sounds tight. I'm going to check that book out. 1, 2, tell the people so that nobody can come out with your idea. Because interesting story, one of my very, very first comic book pages that I did was of a Batman. He was in the Batcave. He was sitting down at the Bat little computer thing. Alfred was coming down in the elevator, and he had some food for Batman. And Batman was looking at something, trying to solve some little thing, and then he solved it. And then Alfred came and put the tray down on the computer. And then Batman was telling him what was going on, and he solved the little thing. So he got up and he got dressed because he took off the cape. Hush, computer. Thank you. So he got up and he put on. You had to get the last word, didn't you? he put on the rest of his bat gear because he took the cowl and the cape off and the belt. So he got up and he got dressed, and I had him like cool position to get dressed. Then he walked over to the Batmobile, jumped in, and then he took off down a little tunnel and left Alfred, standing there. So Alfred picked up the tray and he went back up on the elevator. And that was the very first time, because I just drew it on paper like this. And somebody was coming to my local, one of the professional artists had like a signing at my local comic book shop. So I took my paper there and showed it to him. And he was kind of like really impressed with it. But he was like, do you know what comic book paper is? And I was like, no, I don't know what that is. So he told me about it and he sat me down and he talked to me. And that's what sparked me for really loving comics, because this professional took the time to sit me down and show me, what to do, what I wasn't doing right, what not to do. So this is probably why I teach this stuff. YouTube's not really paying me well. Sometimes they don't pay me months, but I understand how I felt when I wanted to do something and there was nobody around to help me. So I'm doing this for those people that are trying to do the same thing. So anyway, I had these pages, I did these pages. So maybe like last year, December, which was a month ago, I was looking through some stuff on Pinterest or something, and I saw those pages almost exact same thing. Now, I don't think I ever put those pages up online or took a picture of them, so nobody would know what they look like, but it's almost like he snuck in my house, looked at my pictures, went back and redrew it in his style, and maybe just shifted it over just a little bit. Because it was the same thing when Batman flew down the tunnel. Alfred still had the tray there, but in his picture he had a cup of tea on a tray and he drank the tea. And Batman was sitting at his computer. He got up, he got dressed. Alfred came down in the elevator, and it was almost the same identical thing. And somebody said a long time ago, he said, ideas are like clouds that float over everybody's head. You can just reach up and grab an idea and pull it down. And they say for those people who do that and they don't get it out, somebody else is going to grab that idea when it floats over their head and they're going to get it out, and you're going to be left in the dust crying because somebody had your idea. Because somebody said that. I was listening to an audiobook, and this guy who had wrote a song, and the other guy was saying, oh, this is a beautiful song. And the guy, he said, it's not ready yet, it's not ready yet. So he spent another year trying to perfect it, going into the studio and working on this and working on that. And he said him and his friend went somewhere on a plane trip to like LA or something, because the guy had a speaking engagement. So his friend was with him, and they turned on the radio, and it had a radio on in the taxi, and the song came on, and the guy was like, that's my song. And the guy said, well, it was your song, but you waited on it so long, somebody else had that same idea, that melody, and they put it out. And that's why I believe that if you have an idea, put it out, because God's not going to give you this idea and let you just sit on it. If you sit on it, he can say, well, you're not going to do anything with it. Let me give it to the next guy, and he's going to do something with it. But these ideas are going to come out. If Lucas didn't do Star Wars, somebody else would have did Star Wars. It might not have been called Star Wars, but it would have been the same thing. So don't sit on your ideas thinking, oh, somebody's going to steal it, somebody's going to get it, because now these guys are on YouTube on this particular date right here, but I put them up earlier. So if I ever see Hollywood with a movie like this and it's similar, I can say, hey, yo, your idea is way too close to mine, and this is on YouTube. I'll show them the video, and then the ball's in your court right there. So yeah. Don't be afraid to show people your stuff. Yeah, don't be afraid to show them your stuff. Get your stuff, start working, show it on, draw a quick picture. This is my character of my lion warrior, and put it up on Facebook or Pinterest or whatever. So yeah, get your stuff out. Buy reference. If you need it, buy reference, pull up reference, do what you got to do. So when you hit a plateau or that little wall and you don't know how to draw something, you pull out your reference and then go for it. So that's going to be it for this quick, short toy story review, how to write stories. And I will see you guys in another video. Keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. And if there's some stuff that you are having trouble with, let me know. Write me at my email, which should be right across here. Let me know. Don't say, just, oh, draw Goku or draw. No, I'm teaching. I'm not just drawing to show, oh, I can draw Goku so you can look at it one time, you and your friend, that's it, and then, waste a video. I will teach you how to draw Goku, but I'm not just going to draw it just because you want it, because somebody asked me to draw Goku in Ultra, whatever it was, his Ultra something. I saw the show, but I didn't. Ultra Instinct form or something like that. So anyway, I'm a rambler. I'm going to let you guys go. Keep a lookout for this book. I hope to get it out before the end of the year. That's one of my goals, is to get this out. This one is already started. It's already done. The first one, I have to put the text. So that should be out if I can get off my lazy tail and go ahead and put the text on the pages. And of course, the Samurai Clown is out, and the next one is almost finished coloring, so I have to put text on that too. So what am I doing? You're doing 3 books, Brian? You're amazing. I know. I want a team of people to help me. I'm going to ramble. I'll see you guys later. Where's my finger? I'll see you guys later.